What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to EU4. We've got the AI only battle. We're now in 1981. Pretty huge war going on at the moment, if I don't say so myself. China, the second biggest on the great power list at the moment, going after Manchukuo, which of course pulled in the Soviet Union. And it seems as though the Soviets are winning at the moment, minus 11. So 11 in their side going against China. Brazil are also in a war against Spanish La Plata. That's not really got going just yet, but I would assume mighty Brazil would win. They are actually themselves up to 5th on the great powers list, which is pretty impressive, although I would like to see where France and the Soviet Union would be placed if they embraced globalization and got this back on track. I don't think it would put them much higher, but I'm sure the Soviet Union would be above Germany. I'm not sure. I don't know where France would be. India, obviously, is a relatively new player as well, and they're already up to 8th. So that's why Britain fell so suddenly, losing India, who are now, obviously they couldn't at first because they got released in India. China almost immediately went after them, but we're starting to see now quite a big Indian army build up. So that is going to make things interesting for India. Obviously a lot of Britain's still here. The problem is a lot of these nations, some of the bigger nations here are friends with China. It's going to make things a little difficult, and I'm seeing some rebels across China. 24 stack there of Kashmiri separatists. We've also got Yarkand separatists, and China aren't going to be able to deal with those at the moment. I mean, the Soviets are here pretty deep in China. They've got to be careful because China appears to have more numbers at the moment as these stacks retreat to try to deal with all the Chinese stacks. And there's Belarusian separatists over here too. So both of them will have to keep an eye out. But at the moment, the Soviet Union seem to be winning. See, Manchukuo are trying their hardest to contribute, but they can't do too much. Their tech level is a little bit below these other two powers, I guess. That's the best word to describe these massive countries. And yeah, nothing else going on. Let's just go make sure. Yep, Brazil, numbers-wise, they've got a 39 stack and a 45 stack and a 47 and a 60. Okay, they're pretty strong. Spain aren't in this war, so at the moment it's just La Plata on their own with a 13 stack. And that's not going to go too well. So Brazil, very close to finishing off everyone else in South America. They've still got Peru and Bolivia to go finish off. And there is still a little bit owned by Britain and France. I don't know whether we'll actually see Brazil go for that. That'll be interesting. Obviously, Mexico is next. And that'll be the first challenge for Brazil, I feel, if they have to fight Mexico, who haven't got any allies. But they are quite strong. They're no match for Brazil. But the USA is... Are you still guaranteeing Mexico? No. The USA is no longer guaranteeing Mexico. Okay, so that's interesting. New president. Adolphus, actually he's been in charge for a while, I think. Adolphus doesn't want to protect Mexico. Oh my goodness. Okay, never mind. Soviet Union and China are not at war. China lost a couple of provinces, as you can see here, to the west. So the Soviet Union's grown a little bit. British India. Wait, what? I swear these were Chinese provinces a minute ago. Or did these separatists just cross the border? I think the separatists crossed the border to British India, but there we go. Soviet Union pieced out. I don't think they gave anything to Manchukuo. It doesn't look like it. Just those two provinces to the Soviet Union. And that may have happened previously, but I do think it happened now. And we got a new war straight away. Oh, and there we go. Brazil ate up a chunk of Spanish La Plata. I don't think they ate all of that up, but they ate quite a bit of it up in that most recent war. And now we're left with just Germany versus the Netherlands in Europe. That is interesting. And Germany is already... Has Germany already attacked the Netherlands? Yeah, they have at one point. Well, I mean, they've got some Dutch provinces, so I would assume. Yeah, they've got some stuff from the Dutch. But Germany have been very slow. They've not been super aggressive this game. They've done stuff slowly, and they are probably the strongest in Europe. At the moment, they're the strongest on the great powers list. I think the Soviet Union would still give them a run for their money. But Germany's got some pretty strong allies. Poland also would contribute 90,000 troops, which is strong enough. They're also friends with Belgium and Turkey, so they're pretty safe within Europe. 17 war score, and this is the first time in a while we've had a relatively peaceful world. Not many wars going on. Germany going to rack this up probably pretty quickly, and we may even have a period of complete world peace. Wouldn't that be nice? Because they'll probably take everything. They've only got 27 war score, which sucks for Germany, because obviously where else is there? There's a few Dutch islands maybe, or just maybe not so many, but there's a few out here. And there's obviously some out this way, Dutch, Indonesia and Malaya. Germany won't be able to take those, so we'll see how this plays out. They're probably not sure what they'll be able to do. Maybe they'll be able to take a couple of provinces, or I guess the longer they hold this, the war score will go up anyway, because it's the proper Dutch land. We'll see all those big wars down here. We've seen Romania sort of torn apart. So they are still there. They've still got Greece, basically, and they're cutting off Turkey still, but over in actual Romania, they're a little bit smaller. Hungary is starting to look quite big, although they're still no match for Poland and Yugoslavia now. Just have a 14 stack, looking pretty small down there. Still 28 war score, still no new wars. Germany just chilling at the moment. Let's say it's tough for them because they can't go after anyone else in that area, so that's interesting. Switzerland, I'm surprised. I mean, you know, they're always peaceful, but they're surprised they're still here. But credit to them. They're allied to Hungary. Oh, and they're guaranteed by Germany. Okay, that's why they're still alive. France allied with Italy and China, so they're still pretty safe. Poland have just got out. Hungary, Lithuania, Germany. That's not too bad, to be honest. That's pretty strong. The British Empire is slowly collapsing. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's just make sure those rebels haven't triggered an escape yet. No. No new wars either. Just yet. But there may be some countries that pop up that I don't notice actually get freed. Because there's a lot of independence going on. Particularly from Great Britain at the moment. So I might miss it. So I apologise if that is the case. That is the weirdest. You've got some weird borders, Afghanistan. Just noticed that one. You are guaranteed by Britain and Iran. Well, you're pretty safe there as long as the Soviets don't come in. Even then, the Soviet Union would probably win. So you are pretty safe. Germany, 30 war score. Are we doing anything? Egypt, you've been very quiet considering you're independent. You're allied to Romania. That is one of those famous historical alliances right there. Egypt and Romania. They're kind of screwed until like some of these nations get their independence, and even then these nations could be a lot stronger than Egypt, because I mean look what's happened with Nigeria. France are literally letting them eat up the French colonies, and Nigeria is actually guaranteeing Mali's independence now. They could have done with that before France sort of crushed them, but that's fine. But Nigeria are actually pretty scary. It's a 70 stack, or 80 stack just over in total, and 80,000 men. Allied with Marwa, they could do with a better ally, but they're guaranteed by France. Their enemies are Spain and Italy, and Saudi Arabia for them as well. Okay, that's cool. Oh, British East Africa versus Portuguese East. Okay, so British East Africa got a bit wrecked, more than the other British colonies when that big last war involving Britain and independence of some of its colonies broke out. So British East Africa obviously then got attacked by Belgian Congo, Italian Somaliland and Portuguese East Africa on top of that. But they're going to try fight back, and they don't seem to have the numbers to do this, so that's a bit brave. Oh, and Great Britain is after Malacca. Is that in India? I have no idea where that is. We'll find it though. Sounds like, oh, it's this purple nation. Okay. Britain going after, oh, and Britain's already lost Singapore. That is Great Britain. Good job. Get it? Great Britain. Anyway, Malacca. Good luck. Britain has obviously got a lot of troops out here. They got 20,000 in British Indonesia. They don't have any over here. There's none really in India. Oh, there's a few in British India, which is actually British Pakistan. I wonder if they will get their independence this game, or will India just... Oh my goodness, India is allied with the Soviet Union. Wow. So the Soviet Union is allied with Brazil, Italy, Cochin, Saudi Arabia, Manchukuo, and India. That is a pretty powerful set of alliances there. Wow, so they've got someone in the East, someone in India, someone in the Middle East, someone in Europe, and someone in the Americas. Not just someone, probably the second most powerful nation in the Americas. You are the US, we've only got Canada, but they are still well clear as number one. Oh, they got a new president. There you go. Canada, Marwa and Manipur. Oh, sorry, I forgot those two nations in India. Okay, oh wow, British East Africa has shot itself in the foot. Quite literally. Portugal is probably going to swallow the rest of it up for itself. And Germany's not peacing out. I don't know what they're planning on doing. I mean, we'll probably not see them suddenly invade a load of islands. It's not happening in the Caribbean yet. Is it happening in Indonesia? I don't see any German troops arriving just yet. There's 62,000 Australians here in Timor. That's more than there is in all of Australia. So Australia have been pretty quiet. They got no friends at all. They got no diplomatic actions at all going on. Thailand is their rival. Which one knows? President Alfred Ho, that's how you say that, is our president of Australia. The president of the USA, oh, is Thomas Ho. I think they should investigate that. I feel like they may be brothers, leading two completely separate countries. At least there's not gonna be any Zhanggang Zhifangs in the world. That's guaranteed. President of China there. India have got Sadashiva Mayakar. Russia have got Pavel Dubensky. Who've Iran got? Milud Azizi. Saudi Arabia. Alam 1 Saud. Or is it I Saud? I think it's 1 is in the number. The first. Adrien Blanc in France. Spain have got Emperor Carlos VI Enriquez. Is that the King of Spain? That might be. Germany have got Friedrich still. He's been there for a while. Wow. George VI here. 665 in Britain, but he's got no legal heir. That sucks for you. If you die. See, not if you don't die. Who have Poland got? Iwan Mlodzinowski. Sorry, that is completely butchered. Has been leading ever since the fascist dictatorship was put in charge of Poland by Germany. Where countries are there? Brazil, who's leading you? Miguel de Menezes? So I'm gonna go. Who's leading Canada? Edward Wolf. Pretty sure he was leading the US earlier in this campaign, but either way, it's fine. Santiago Cagigal de la Vega in Mexico. Oh, they've embargoed Brazil. The trade war has begun. Oh, and 2 new wars have begun. Spain and Spanish La Plata v Bolivia. Why on earth? What on earth makes you think you can do that? You are tiny and insignificant now. But okay. And also Deccan and Manipur versus Mysore, Cochin and Tripura. Okay, so the nations that sort of now left in India's shadow are now fighting each other. That's sort of a southern war. See Deccan here are going into Mysore already. So let's see how this plays out. Britain and India are obviously the sort of main powers that won't be getting involved, but just watching. Minus 69. Okay, you have messed up, British Africa. Although, to be fair... Oh, you're sieging out this island. Okay, I was wondering where they'd gone. We found them. That's the most likely peace deal. Actually saying that Deccan is already doing a good job. Who are you actually fighting? So your Manipur's up here in the northeast. They don't matter. But Mysore, Cochin, Tripura. Let's try to find those nations. Dundar, which is a British colony, I believe. Colony? British vassal, I believe. There is Portuguese stuff over here as well as French. It's pretty weird. Mysore. Not those people. Not those people. Who are you? Okay, there are all these. Cochin is this small nation. Mysore is this one. I don't know who the other one is. Can't find them. Wait, who were they? Oh, well, they must still be alive, or they might be dead because the war's over. And did you actually take anything, Deccan? You took 1 province. Good job. If you want to rival India down in the south, you got to try harder than that, because they look like they're about to attack you and call in China, which will put the Soviets and the Chinese back at war again. Oh, there is some Mongol separatists, which is actually more than the whole of Mongolia's army times by like 3. 37,000 times by like 4 then, or 5 even. Estonia, I think I think they got invaded last episode, but I think they were never likely to be killed off. Germany just letting that war score tick till they get what they want. So that's pretty. When did this happen? Oh, because Germany annexed Denmark, their vassal. So German Greenland. Great. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Didn't even notice that. That was probably a pretty big change. Minus 71. Okay, British East Africa. You are not having a good time. Can't believe you declared this war. Because Britain's not even helping you. You just stood there. in Italy for some suspicious reason, doing nothing. In Italian Somaliland, who just broke out into a war actually. Oh my goodness, France and their buddies, and Italy and their buddies, v Mali, Nigeria, and Liberia. The African independence versus the French and Italians, the Europeans, I guess. But here we go. Nigeria could put in some work here, but I think this is going to be probably just too much numbers here. There's already a 40 stack of actual French troops in Mali, so it's going to be tough. Also, where's Nigeria's tech level? 90, 90, 89. France is 90, 89. Okay, so they're fine there. But this will be interesting to see how this plays out. That is a huge war. And the other fours are as they were. No changes just yet. But this is pretty big. Nigeria are going to need... Okay, and they're already putting in some work on French Equatorial Africa, which is probably a smart move. Get rid of them first before dealing with all these bigger nations to the west. British Sudan is struggling with Sudanese separatists. This will be interesting if Sudan gets its freedom, because that would give Egypt maybe a chance to do something. You're still sieging out Zanzibar, and I don't think it's ever going to work. Minus 98.8%. I don't think that's ever going to work, guys. I think you need to try something else. Although your war score is pretty high, so you do what you want. But already France is losing, and I take it that is because French Niger has already been occupied fully by Nigeria, and Mali is doing a bit of work down here, obviously avoiding the French armies, which is smart. Liberia are sort of running around going, let's just look like we're doing stuff. But yeah, Nigeria also putting in some work. But there's a problem for Nigeria. In comes an equal-sized Italian stack. This is going to do them some damage. That is not good. Not good for Nigeria. And there's also an 8 stack of Bagirmian separatists in Bagirmi. That's probably a terrible way of saying it, but that's what we're going to go for. Let's see. Oh yeah, French Equatorial Africa get involved in the battle. That will lead to Nigeria probably losing a big chunk of their 43 stack, although to be fair, they're already fighting and losing to a big French stack over there. Still minus 75 in that war over here in East Africa. So there's 2 British wars going on. 1 Spanish war, Germany, and a big war in Africa again. Okay, got it. I can remember what happened. Oh, and Bolivia has actually occupied most of Spanish La Plata. Sadly, Spain has arrived for Bolivia with a big stack, which is going to kill the Bolivian army, which will probably see Brazil very soon if they haven't got a truce, which they don't actually have a truce. Actually, to be fair to Bolivia, them and Brazil seem to be pretty chill compared to everyone else. I mean, they are the only nation with moderate size left in South America. Mexico could be in trouble. You're not embargoing Brazil. The US. So that's not good. Cuba is still here. And no Castro. There you go. See how long that lasts. Oh, there's a new war. Okay. India versus Patiala, Bundelkhand, Cochin, and Tripura. Okay, that's sort of a North Indian war, I believe. That is Patiala. Bundelkhand is this nation. Who else was in it? Were you in it? Cochin's the small nation in the south. I have no idea who... Oh, Tripura's over here, okay. And Cochin's all the way down there. But as long as they take Bundelkhand and Patiala, that's going to be pretty big for them. If they can separate piece them all individually, that would be good for you. Oh, Germany finished their war. They take anything down here? Nope, you got to keep the Netherlands. You get to keep your stuff in the Caribbean. Yep, so I'm expecting a change in Europe. Oh, they're all gone. The Dutch are no longer in Europe. They are still out there, but not in Europe. And Germany just got a little bit stronger. Just a little bit scarier. They sit there, 4th on the Great Powers list. The Soviet Union is now in 8th. They still haven't embraced globalization. Kind of worrying. The same goes with the French. Okay, a lot more Orthodox zealots. Are you not Orthodox? Oh, you're secular. Okay. Oh, wow. 66,000 up there. Okay. They've got the power to deal with that. I don't know whether their manpower is doing okay, but they've got plenty of massive armies wandering through the tundra, picking up enough attrition as it is. Oh my goodness. Brazil versus Mexico. What a time. Well, numbers-wise, Mexico have got 120,000 men. Brazil seem to have the 50... Okay, Brazil definitely have a bit more than that. Let's see how this goes. Oh, Spanish La Platan revolutionaries. Don't know what they're going to do. Or what they're going to attempt to do. But we'll see. And also, poor old little Malacca has now felt the wrath of Great Britain, who's showing they're still a global force in this game, I guess. They're going to add to British Indonesia. That'll be interesting. India finished their war and they ate up Bundelkhand. They're still actually at war with everybody else, I think. Yep, Patiala, Cochin and Tripura. The war in Africa is interesting, to say the least. Who's winning? Sorry, my bad. France is winning, as you'd expect. They're the European. Yep, Italy are now here as well as a massive French stack. Oh, that's helped by... Okay, it's mostly Italians. I was going to say, geez, that is huge. But it's mostly Italy. France don't actually have any troops really over here. Oh, no, they're over there. There they are. There is a lot of French troops there. Nigeria's still got a 43 stack, but they are struggling. Brazil is actually losing at the moment to Mexico, which is a surprise because there's Mexican troops have already put themselves at risk of being cut off. They need to get this 75 stack down here immediately. So Mexico have the Panama Canal. I imagine that's very good for their trade and economy. So hopefully for them they can keep that. Minus 78 British East Africa, still not dead. Are they still trying to siege out Zanzibar? Or... No, they've given up. I think this war is over now. No, it's not. I can see a peace deal anytime soon, guys. Sorry, had a big yawn there. But it doesn't look like we're going to get a peace deal just yet. India now 54 war score. I expect there'll be a peace deal there, and I'll keep an eye on Malacca as well in Southeast Asia. So let's see. Oh, Patiala is once again not dead, even though you have occupied them fully. You just need to go get into okay, you're now going to get into Tripura. That's the end of them. Cochin are still running around here, making your life difficult. Although you did manage to get an 80 stat. Oh, is this war over? Yes, it is. Okay. India, job done. They didn't do anything else in the war. They didn't take anything else. Let's see if Britain take all of this. Wouldn't surprise me. They've now got 100 war score. Yep, there we go. That's all British. British Malaya, I think that's cool. Yep, British Malaya. There we go. Britain still adding to the empire in the 80s. Oh, British Sudan. Definitely no civil wars just yet, but there is no British Sudan. Oh, there is a one stack. Wait, why is it sieged out France? What? Why? Oh no, you're just... Okay, you're just hiding. Never mind. I was gonna say, what are you doing over there? But, oh, British Sudan. You just get your independence. Why did all your rebels disappear? I have no idea. Let's see. Next month, we may see British Sudan suddenly just become completely independent. But anyway, British East Africa is over. Party. Minus 99 war score. Let's see what happens. Come, before the video ends, guys. You can do this. Oh, no. You're going back to Zanzibar. Even though you have 99 war score. So I'm not really sure why. Gonna see if Sudan gets their independence. I'm kind of confused. All those rebels just disappeared. Nope, apparently not. You're still a British colony. Okay. No peace deal there. Brazil are losing. Just for anyone wondering. And British Nigeria are still trying hard. But, yeah, British Nigeria, just Nigeria. But France and Italy are putting in some work over there. And there's still some big Mexico stacks here. Brazilians, but more Brazilian troops are slowly making their way through the Amazon. Mexico's best chance is to sort of destroy them one by one now. And there's a fleet at war going on out here, but Mexico's actually losing that one. And, oh my goodness, the British Empire is now also at war with Nigeria and Marwa. So, there we go. That's great. But that is going to be it for this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, maybe subscribe. We're now 30 years from the end. So not too many episodes to go. I think that's probably about 6 episodes, maybe 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, maybe subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.